Hello students, chapter 1, that is some basic concepts of chemistry, we have finished already. Now today we are going to start the new chapter of standard 11 chemistry subject, structure of an atom, that is chapter number 2. Okay, and this will be the lecture number 1 from page number 29 to 31. So let's begin. Standard 11th English medium, chapter number 2, structure of an atom, lecture 1. Let's start. In this video, means lecture number 1, what we are going to see, we'll see that first. First, we'll be seeing the introductory part. Okay, in introduction, what is structure of an atom? Then subatomic particles, like already maybe you are aware, proton, electron, neutron. Okay, and in today's video, the discovery of electron. So these are the points which are going to see in this lecture. Okay, so let's begin it. Tagline means at the starting of the chapter in your textbook, if you have purchased, okay, then you can see this tagline they have given: the rich diversity of chemical behavior of different elements can be traced to the differences in the internal structure of atoms of these elements. Means suppose if you are aware the structure of an atom, okay, suppose if you are aware the structure of an atom, okay, then you can predict so many different chemical behavior, chemical properties of it. Okay, so if you study the structure of an atom, okay, into the greater detail, then you can understand the diversity of chemical behavior of different elements. Okay, so that is what the meaning of the tagline. Okay, now the introduction. See the introductory part. Indian and Greek philosopher, okay, in 400 BC, they have said that the existence of an atom. Atoms are the fundamental building blocks of the matter, which is indivisible. Okay, during that time, what these philosophers, Indian as well as the Greek, they were saying that atoms are the fundamental building blocks of the matter, which is indivisible, means you cannot divide the atom. Okay, this is the at that time they were talking about. Okay, and today we are aware that atom is divisible. Okay, means you can break the atom also. Okay, now there are few words: fundamental means basic, matter means the substance. Chapter 1 if you have seen, okay, then you will be aware about it. Okay, that the matter has two part. One is the which occupy the mass, okay, and the second is it occupy some space, means volume. Okay, so these are the two things which any substance, if it possesses, okay, then we can consider that as a matter. Okay, then the word atom has been derived from the Greek word, okay, that is atomio. Okay, what does it means? That is uncuttable, uncuttable. Okay, means you cannot cut it, or non-divisible means you cannot divide it. Okay, then the atomic theory of matter was the first proposed on a firm, see what they have said, on firm scientific basis, means on the basis of scientific scientific, okay, which is formed. On that basis, John Dalton, okay, he has given the atomic theory of matter, okay. John Dalton was a British school teacher in 1808. He has proposed this theory, and his theory was called the name, that is the Dalton's atomic theory, okay. Then atom as the ultimate particle of matter. What he said, that atom is the ultimatum, okay, means you cannot divide it, okay, it is the ultimate particle of matter which is indivisible, okay. So this was the statement which has been given by the John Dalton, okay. In this unit, what we have to see, okay, in this particular chapter, okay, what we have to see will be starting with the experimental observations, okay, which are made by the scientist, okay, at the late 19th as well as the 20th century, at the starting of 20th century, late 19th as well as the starting of the 20th century, okay. What different observations, experimental observations, different scientists they have given, okay, that we are going to see in this particular chapter, okay. Atom is divisible, okay. Now today we are aware that atom is divisible, okay, and if you break the atom, you will be getting the electron, you will be getting proton and neutron, okay. These are called as an subatomic particles, okay. They are called as an subatomic particles, and even these you are aware, primary basic information you are having, that is electron is having the negative in charge, okay, proton is having the positive in charge, and neutron is chargeless, okay. Now discovery of subatomic particles. Now according to the atomic theory which has been proposed by Dalton, okay, John Dalton, what he said, he could explain about the few laws, that is law of constant proportion. Now these already we have done in the chapter number 1, okay. In chapter number 1, all these law we have studied, okay. What is constant proportion? If you are not aware, then you can go to the playlist of chapter 1, okay, and you can refer it over there. So law of constant proportion, law of multiple proportion, law of conservation of mass, all these things Dalton's atomic theory could explain in a better manner, okay. But Dalton's atomic theory could not explain the few things, okay. Number 1, that is glass rod is rubbed with silk cloth, okay. When you are rubbing the glass rod, okay, with the silk cloth at that time, okay, what things are taking place, okay, that Dalton's theory could not explain, okay. Then the second thing, ebonite rod, okay, ebonite rod is rubbed with the fur cloth, okay. At that time, both these places, okay, this thing Dalton's atomic theory could not able to explain, okay. The charge is generated, so whatever electrostatic force is transferred from one place to the other place, okay, this thing Dalton's atomic theory could not explain, okay. Then in the late 20th century, few subatomic particles, in the 20th century, few subatomic particles it has been discovered, okay. But out of this all, we are going to see about the proton and electron, okay. Then structure of atom was obtained by the electrical discharge tube through gas, okay. Now these we are aware already, okay. Like charges, repulsion will be taking place, and unlike charges, attraction is going to take place. Because of these things, these are the basic rule regarding the charged particles, okay. This is the basic rule regarding the charged particle, that is like, repulsion, unlike, attraction, okay. Even the case of magnet also you are aware, okay, that is north, south. Okay, if you are taking the two bar magnet specifically, okay, north and north, if you are keeping it together, at that time there is a like pole, so because of that repulsion is going to take place, and north and south, which is unlike charges or unlike poles, so there it would be the attraction, and this would be the basic rule regarding charge particles. Okay, then let's begin the discovery of electron, which is very much important question. Okay, in 1830 Michael Faraday showed that if electricity is passed through solution of an electrolyte, example of electrolyte we can take copper sulfate CuSO4. This is the example of electrolytic solution. Okay, then a chemical reactions occurred at the electrodes. Electrode means the positive as well as the negative charges electrodes are there. Okay, which resulted in the liberation and deposition of the matter at the electrodes. Because of this, reaction will be taking place and deposition of matter, okay, will be taking place on electrodes. These results suggested that the particulate nature of electricity. Okay, now electricity is having dual nature. One is called as an particle in nature, second is called as an wave in nature. Okay, so because of these experiments it has been proved that the particulate nature of electricity. In mid 1850s, many scientists, mainly Faraday, began to study the electrical discharge in partially evacuated tubes. He has taken the partially evacuated tubes, okay, known as CRT, that is called as a cathode ray tube. Okay, a cathode ray tube, that is CRT, is made. How it is made? Because, okay, one is glass containing two thin pieces of the metal. One is cathode and anode, which are called as an electrodes. Okay, they are sealed in it. Here you can see it, the cathode and anode. Cathode is having negative charge, anode is having the positive charge. Okay, then both these electrodes are made up of metal plates. High voltage battery supply is given and vacuum pump is also attached over here. This is the typical arrangement of a cathode ray discharge tube. Then you can see in this CRT tube they have generated low pressure and high voltage. Inside this they have generated low pressure and high voltage. When they have provided high voltage battery supply, okay, at that time from the cathode the rays are generated and they are moving. Okay, they are moving from cathode to anode. Okay, they are moving from cathode to anode. In the diagram you can see it. Okay, they are moving from the cathode to anode, and the rays or the particles, it has been generated from cathode. That's why the name has been given, that is cathode rays. Okay, they have generated from cathode, that's why the name has been given cathode rays. Okay, these you can see over here. When these cathode rays are bombarded on fluorescent coating, here the yellow color you can see, fluorescent coating, it has been made it, okay, on anode, and the fluorescent coating has been made by using zinc sulfide, that is ZNS, okay, and then when it is striking, at that time the color is generated, okay, on fluorescent coating. When it is striking, at that time the yellow color fluorescent is generated, and this is what the discovery of an electron. Now, results of these experiments: number one, the cathode rays start from the cathode and move towards the anode. These already we have talked, okay, they are moving, they have started from the cathode and they are moving towards the anode. Then the second, these rays themselves are not visible, but their behavior can be observed with the help of certain kind of fluorescent materials, like we have taken the example, that is ZNS, okay. The few example of this fluorescent television picture tubes are the cathode ray tubes, and the television pictures result due to the fluorescence on the television screen coated with a certain fluorescent on the phosphorescent materials, okay. Then the third one, in the absence of electrical or the magnetic field, these rays travel in straight line, means electrical or magnetic field if it is absent, okay, then they travel in straight lines. In the diagram also these you have seen. Then the fourth number, in the presence of electrical or magnetic field, the behavior of cathode rays are similar to that of expected, that is negatively charged particles, suggesting that the cathode rays consist of negative charge, okay, which are called as an electron. So these has been proven that the cathode rays are negative charge, which are called as an electrons. So this is what the discovery of electron. Then the fifth number, the characteristics of the cathode rays, that is electrons, do not depend upon the material of electrodes. They are not depending on the material of the electrodes, means by which it has been made up of, and the nature of the gas present in the cathode ray tube, which kind of the gases it has been filled, okay. So these two things, they are not depending on it, okay. Cathode rays means electrons, they are not dependent on these two things. Thus we conclude that electrons are basic constituent of all the atoms, okay. So this is what the lecture number 1 of structure of an atom, okay. If any doubts are there, you can comment it in the comment box. Thank you.